It all started on a Monday. A student tore the shirt of a new black student. They didn't even realize what kind of mistake they had made. But before we begin the story, may I ask, which country are you watching this from? That morning, our classroom buzzed with excitement. A new girl was joining. Rumor was she'd transferred from a private international school. Probably stuck up, someone mumbled. And then she walked in. Amara James. Tall, poised, quiet. She wore a simple white shirt and dark jeans, nothing flashy. No designer bag. Just grace. Calm confidence. But some didn't see that. They only saw her color. And some of them didn't like it. In every class, there's that one person who thinks they own the room. At Westdale High, that person was Lacey Collins. Blonde. Popular. Sharp-tongued. It was third period. And that's when it started. Group projects. Everyone was allowed to walk around and talk to their teams. Amara had been quiet all morning. Polite. Focused. She was writing notes when Lacey walked up with two of her friends behind her. "You're in my spot," Lacey said. Even though Amara was clearly sitting at an unassigned desk. Amara looked up, confused. "Sorry, I didn't know seats were assigned." "They are now," Lacey sneered. Amara stood, calmly gathering her things. But as she walked past, Lacey grabbed her shoulder. "What's the matter?" "No comeback." Amara didn't say a word. That silence made Lacey furious. And in one ugly second, Lacey reached forward and ripped the front of Amara's shirt, tearing it at the collar, right in front of everyone. A loud gasp rippled through the classroom. Buttons scattered on the floor. Amara stood frozen, holding her shirt closed with one hand. Eyes wide, not in shame, but shock. "She thinks she's better than us." Lacey spat. Let her feel what it's like to be put in her place. Nobody moved. Not even the teacher, who had stepped out for a minute. But the silence didn't last long. Suddenly, a voice cut through the tension. "Miss Amara?" A suited man asked, stepping into the room. He wore a black blazer and earpiece. Everyone turned. Amara nodded quietly. The man walked up and took off his jacket. "Apologies for the delay. Your father wanted to make sure I was with you by lunch." He gently placed the jacket around her shoulders. Lacey's smirk vanished. "Wait, who is he?" Amara finally spoke. Calm but steady. "My father sent my security a little late. I told him it wasn't necessary. I didn't think I'd need him here." The room held its breath. Security? Her father? "Is your dad like a cop or something?" Grace asked hesitantly. Amara looked straight at Lacey. "No, he's the CEO of James Tech. We just moved here after he sold part of the company in London. Forbes covered it, I think." Dead silence. James Tech. Even Lacey's eyes widened. She knew the name. Everyone did. Worth millions. A tech empire. She had just torn the shirt of the daughter of one of the richest men in the country. The principal was called. Lacey tried to laugh it off, said it was just a prank. And that Amara was too sensitive. But the CCTV footage didn't lie. She was suspended. Her father tried to speak to the board. But they weren't interested in his politics that time. Amara? She didn't cry. Didn't yell. She just showed up the next day in a new shirt and stood a little taller. And for the first time, people really saw her. Not just her wealth, but her dignity. In the weeks that followed, something changed in room 12A. Grace apologized to Amara. So did others. Not because of the money, but because they realized they had let cruelty slide. Because someone had to tear a shirt for us to open our eyes. Amara didn't seek revenge. She didn't flaunt her wealth. She joined the debate team. Helped tutor math. She smiled often, but never to Lacey. It was graduation. Amara was voted class speaker. When she took the stage, the auditorium fell silent. She smiled at the crowd, then spoke with warmth and wisdom beyond her years. People say money changes things, but so does pain. That day when my shirt was torn, I learned something. You can't control how people treat you, but you can control how you carry it. Don't let anyone shrink you to make themselves feel big. I wore that torn shirt home. I kept it, not to remember what was done to me, but to remember what I never want to become. The room stood in silence, then applause, and even Lacey, sitting in the back corner, had tears in her eyes.